Hi guys, so today we're going to be talking about and giving our thoughts on the Desmond Bane to the Magic trade. Exactly the details.
Okay, so the details of the trade. So Shams reported that the
Mhm.
Grizzlies are trading Desmond Bane to the
Mhm.
Orlando Magic for KCP, which is
Mhm.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope,
Mhm.
Cole Anthony, 4 unprotected first-round picks,
Okay.
and
It's a lot
one
of picks.
first-round pick swap.
Mhm.
And one of those picks is this year's pick in the draft, which is quite valuable.
Mhm.
So the way I look at it, the Grizzlies have done this trade for to allow them to pursue three options. Option one is giving a signal to Jar saying, "We're invested in you as our star player, and we trust you to lead this franchise to where we want it to go. And we have put all our eggs in one basket with you." And now that they have these assets such as Cole Anthony, who's a quality bench player,
Mhm.
and the 4 picks plus this pick that they have this year, and KCP, who it's more like a salary dump because he just wasn't very good and efficient in Orlando.
Mhm.
So they can use this to basically reset from Desmond Bane, get assets back, and then give it away to a team to trade for someone. Maybe they use those assets to trade for Kevin Durant. Maybe they try and enter the Giannis sweepstakes if he still wants to be traded.
Mhm.
Or they can go for a player like um, I don't know, LaMelo Ball's interested, but I don't know why they do 2 point guards. Um, Maybe they can get a cheaper player, like a couple of cheaper players like Lonzo Ball, and maybe a quality a quality role player. Such as, who do you think?
Austin Reeves. He's the one that comes to
Sure,
my mind.
Austin Reeves. Actually, yeah, they could trade those picks. Lakers would really like those picks.
I think the main thing about this trade is basically just to get off Desmond Bane's salary. And I think for the Magic, it's mainly a salary dump for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope or KCP, and then Cole Anthony is just thrown in there. And obviously, people do think that the Memphis Grizzlies fleeced the Magic mainly because the Magic had to give up so many picks. I believe it's 4 first rounds and like 2 pick swaps.
One pick swap.
Sorry, 1 pick swap. I do believe this is way too much for a guy like Desmond Bane. He's not exactly a superstar. He's still a good player, but I think 4 first rounders is a little bit
Can
too
I add
much.
into this?
Go ahead, sure.
If you look at the recent trades, Mikal
Mm,
Bridges, the Knicks got him for 5 first round picks.
yeah,
This trade, 4 first rounders for Desmond Bane.
yeah.
And that's just a new age. That's just how it works. Teams want picks. That's just the new era of the NBA
Mm-hmm.
trades. And also, I need to address the Magic. So what I think they did this trade, I think that they believe Desmond Bane is a good player, and that overall, comparing what they gave up, the 2 players they gave up,
Mm-hmm.
and Desmond Bane, they believe that Desmond Bane is more valuable than those 2 players, and I feel like they believe that Desmond Bane will allow them to get one step closer to where they want to be, which I'm assuming is the first seed or the best team in the East, and
Mm-hmm.
eventually they want to win the championship.
Okay.
But I feel like Desmond Bane definitely improved them as a team. But at the same time, I still don't think that they're anywhere close to where they want to be. I feel like at best they're like a 5, and I'm being very generous, a 5 seed in the East. Like
Wow. Okay.
this year, I feel like they're going to
Um.
be a 6 seed
Mhm.
with the addition of Desmond Bane. And then you want to go,
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I
okay.
add on? So basically, I think that this trade is just to set up a guard play for the Magic. I do believe that the Magic don't have a solid like point guard or shooting guard. They have a lot of bigs. They have Jonathan Isaac. They have, I think, Mo Wagner or Franz Wagner. I can't remember which one plays center. But then they also have Paolo Banchero, who's coming off an injury, obviously. But I do think that they're just trying to an upgrade at the guard spot, and just so the Desmond Bane can help facilitate the rest of the team.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good setup from the Magic being able to get a star guard. I believe Bane is averaging around 25 points, I think. And if he wants to, like if he needs to, he can explode for 40, 50 points, which he has done before. So I think it is a good deal for the Magic. I think they really upgrade at the guards
Yeah.
position. Um,
A strong enough team to be better than the Knicks, or the Pacers,
mhm.
or the Celtics, or the
Okay.
Cavs. That's 4. I mean, that puts them at the 5th seed. And I feel like
That's fair.
there's gonna be one team that gets better. The
Hmm.
Raptors might get better and enter those top 6 with Brandon Ingram, Scotty
Hmm.
Barnes, Emmanuel Quickly, RJ Barrett, Grady Dick. Maximum their max potential right now is still 5 seed. which is pretty
Okay.
close to where they were. They probably did get better, but not by much.
I will say I agree with you. And I think that this upcoming season, the Eastern Conference is going to be a lot more competitive than it was.
The second route the Grizzlies could take after this move would, and they could go into a 1 to 2 year reset period where they rebuild and they retool, they make some trades to get some better players. Maybe trade JJJ because I, as a Knicks fan, I know that the Knicks they've said that they believe that their dream front court would be
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Jaron Jackson Jr. and Karl Anthony Towns. So maybe they keep Ja and they just say, "Yo, we're gonna make some transformations around you," and they come back in 2 years, and all of a sudden they're back at the second or first seed like they were a couple seasons ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the third option that the Grizz have would be to tell Ja, this organization believes that this team is at its max potential, and if we want to get to where we want to be and we want to win a championship, we're gonna rebuild this team, and it's not gonna be a quick 1 to 2 year rebuild. They might take 5 or 6 years, and this is definitely gonna hurt Ja's legacy. But if he wants to win a championship in Memphis, then I believe he's gonna have to embrace this. And for the Grizzlies to do this, I believe they'll take a approach like Sam Presti and the Thunder did, where they just stockpiled draft picks. They're really bad for a while, and they had a smart front office and they drafted the right people. And within a season or two, they went from 13th, 14th seed to in the playoffs, and then top 4, 3 seed, and all the Grizzlies need to do for this to happen is, and all the Grizzlies need for this to happen is two things. You need to have a smart front office that knows what they're looking for in the draft, and the second thing is they need to be lucky when it comes to the draft lottery and get a good pick, and they need to do this in continuous years. And with that, they can build around Ja, but with younger talent. And so eventually, maybe if they do win a championship, and Ja says, "Okay, I'm done," they have draft picks and they have good players to build around. So that could allow them to go from a Ja-led franchise and they win a championship with him, or maybe multiple championships with him, to when he retires or if he leaves, whatever, they still have a strong team that can compete. So yeah, that's what I think this trade is about. But I just don't know which route that Grizzlies will take. But I don't know. Something is telling. Like my gut just tells me that they're gonna retool and make a trade for someone. KD. I don't know. We'll see.
Who do you think is on their target list for if they were to rebuild or if they were to bring an offensive weapon in?
Every team in the league has Giannis, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a given.
I don't know. Maybe they use his picks and they call Nico Harrison and say, "Yo, we have 4 first-round picks that we're willing to trade if you give us that first pick."
That's fair.
I don't know. Nico Harrison is just that type of guy that would say yes to that.
Yeah, well, I mean, he already said
maybe
for the Lakers.
Maybe they look at who is going to be in the draft lottery next year, and they do some calculations and they manage to trade with the team that has the first pick in next year's draft, and they manage to get AJ DeBanster.
He's a good prospect. I think that could work out.
So yeah, they're my thoughts. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Not really. I don't think so.
Okay, well, if you guys have any questions, just let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching once again. I appreciate the support.
Yeah. We upload videos every now and then. I think a few times a week. We upload shorts every day. Yeah. So if you guys tune into those, maybe subscribe if you like our content. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
okay, thanks for watching.
Thank you guys. See you in the next video.